I'm Adam Harry, a trans man, a self-made man. When people listen to this term for first time, due to lack of awareness, they think that this term has something to do with Superman, Spider-Man and Batman. And many people ask me to define this term. And most of the people think that this dude was once a girl and transitioned into a male because he hated himself. Or because I want to enjoy the male privileges. No, for me, transition is a radical act of self love. I didn't transition because I hated myself. I did it because it allowed me to believe that I deserve to be happy when I'm alive. Like Lee Cooper Bombardier said, it isn't about becoming another person. I already am who I am. I just want my body to reflect it. I was born in an Orthodox Muslim family. When I was a kid, my dad gifted me a toy plane. Ever since I dreamt of nothing but the idea of being in a cockpit. But because I was assigned female gender at birth, the dream was too distant for a boy from a village could have imagined. I was always a man from inside. The surety of it kept me apart from other children, and people started treating me differently when I was in my school. And I faced bullying from teachers and students alike. When I was 13-year old, I read a news report about Nalsa judgment, which my life and the track on which ran shifted. For the first time, I realized that it's not just me. There are many people in this world like me. And I started exploring the word transgender. They are the people who have a gender identity or gender expression that differs from their sex assigned at birth. And I realized that I belong to this community. I didn't told my parents that I am a transgender. It was too clear from my behavior for them to understand. But I couldn't really express my gender when I was in my home because my family was very conservative, which have even restriction to wear a pair of jeans outside my home. I was from a middle class family, which they couldn't afford the cost of my pilot training. Because of my deep passion towards aviation, we applied for a loan and I enrolled in Skyhawk Aviation Academy, Johannesburg. There, I didn't face any discrimination. It is when I moved from my home where I got the freedom to present myself. Even though I was always a man, it was the first time that I got the freedom to express my gender without any fear. But the going got tougher when I ran short of the money. I managed all these hectic days by doing part-time jobs. But the financial constraints at my family forced me to return. I came back to India at the age of 18 by securing a private pilot license. But that was the worst period in my life because I disclosed my gender identity through social medias. I came out as a trans man through social medias when I was in Johannesburg. And when I came back to India, my parents were too afraid that what other people think. And they took me through a lot of correction therapies and counseling treatments. These correction therapies are very scary because they will take us through a lot of physical and mental torture. There is a recent example for this. A 21-year-old Cure girl got killed by herself because her parents took her through various correction therapies and she went through a lot of mental trauma and she is the victim of these correction therapies. Even though it's banned in India, correction therapies are illegal in our place, but still there are a lot of counseling centers and hospitals which still practice this. Not only that, when I disclosed my identity, my relatives and neighbors started isolating my parents. They came to my home and said my parents that, did you send your daughter abroad by applying a huge amount of loan to become a hijra? They highlighted the word daughter because in Kerala, in conservative families, it is very rare to send girl child to study abroad. Most of the girls will get married immediately after turning 18 or after completing their graduation. Parents say that you can even continue your education after studies. Your husband will send you to the higher education after your marriage. But those husbands will send them not for higher education but to the kitchen or to the Gulf countries if the guy is from Middle East, if the guy is working in Middle East, or to his home to take care of his parents. It is very usual in conservative families of Kerala. So my neighbors thought I became a transgender because my parents gave me the freedom to go outside India and study abroad. Also, they added, now you can send your daughter for the comedy show programs and to railway station for begging. At that time, there was a famous comedy program which make fun of trans people and feminine men, and also they make fun of body shaming by doing body shaming, and people still laugh for these vulnerable jokes. And the most painful thing happened to me was when my brother got bullied in his school by his friends. They laughed at him and asked him that, when are you going to be a woman like your sister turned into a man? What struck me here is the very little knowledge about transgenders, especially trans men in our society. People have a very little knowledge about transgender. When they hear this term transgender, they quickly imagine it's trans woman, and nobody have idea about trans men community. And after that, due to a lot of social pressure, my parents disowned me, and I left my home at the age of 19. I didn't had anything with me except my certificate. It was my second birth. This beginning was the hardest part of my life, especially with an empty stomach and wallet. I did some menial jobs just to eat and survive. But most of the employers denied my salary and fired me from the job because when they came to know that I am a trans person. After a long period of struggle, people started noticing me when a news channel reported a story about me. From being broke to the dream of becoming a pilot came to a reality when Kerala government sanctioned a scholarship to help me to pursue my pilot training. Sometimes we need bad things to happen in our life to achieve something great in our life. We may fall, fail. People may doubt us, judge us, and hate us for choosing our own path. But remember this, don't give up on your dreams. Because, like Paulo Coelho said, if you really want something, the entire world will conspire in helping you to achieve it. It is in the moment of decision that shape your destiny. But it was not the end of my hurdles. The real problem started when I entered into the Indian aviation industry. I was the first person to be in this field. So DGCA had no guidelines for transgender people. They took me through invisible physical and mental procedures. In spite of my impeccable medical report with no clinical indication that endanger aviation safety, they denied my medicals and grounded me for 6 months. I still remember when I went to a psychiatrist to get a psychological assessment, he said that he denied it. He said that he cannot provide a certificate because all transgender people are mentally ill. And he claimed, according to ICD-11, this transsexualism and gender identity disorder is a mental illness. But WHO replaced the term gender identity disorder and transsexualism into gender incongruence. And they added this into the chapter of sexual health. According to them, gender incongruence is not a mental disorder. But because I was a transgender person, I was forced to prove that I am not mentally ill. And I went through a lot of humiliation from the medical officers. And finally, I got my medicals clear because they couldn't find any clinical indication that I am unfit. But with the restriction of continuing my gender affirmative treatments like hormone therapy and surgery. After the verdict of NALSA in 2014, the Indian Constitution ensured fundamental rights of citizens to transgender individuals by providing the right of equality under Article 14, the right of non-discrimination under Article 15, the right to live with dignity and privacy both came under Article 21. But these discriminations are violating these laws. Not only that, the recent act passed by the government, the Transgender Persons Right Act in 2019, which denies even the basic right of transgender individuals to declare their identity by themselves. Now it's a two-step process. To change their documents, to change their gender in official documents, they have to go through a lot of problematic processes. For that, they have to get a gender certificate from district magistrate. Then district magistrate will check the correctness of the certificate. And for that, they have to get a proof of surgery from medical officials. I am a member of MATA, All Kerala Malayali Trans Men Association. Actually, we are planning to file a mass petition against this discrimination. MATA is the first ever organization for transgender men in Kerala. Kerala is hailed as a transgender friendly state because Kerala is the first state to have a transgender policy. But this act can take away all the benefits provided by Kerala government through this transgender policy because of this act. In India, every transgenders are facing this discrimination and they are going through a lot of problems. They are forced to prove their identity is enough for the world. And there are many transgender people who works in professional fields, like the people who hold the first transgender tag. For example, Shanvi Punuswamy, who was supposed to be the first transgender air hostess, Myra Bandaliga, who is the first transgender air traffic controller, and Shabi, who is the first transgender naval officer. Shabi got fired from her job for coming out as a transgender person. Shanvi Punuswamy got insulted by a famous airline in India. And Myra Bandaliga and me, both of us got denied the medical certificate from DGCE because of our gender identity. We forced to prove that we are not mentally ill. And we still have many restrictions to be our own. These are clear violations of NALSA verdict. I think the major problem in India is the mindset of the people. They think that transgender persons shouldn't belong to the professional fields. They want us to begging in the street and do sex work and sing at weddings. Imagine a world where the minority people are cisgender people, and the core of you have to go unrecognized within your family. When you get into school, when you go for an employment, you think of getting denial of your access to services, education and healthcare because of your external appearance. Imagine that you are facing violation, discrimination and the fear of it. How could you survive? We trans people are going through this every day. We are still fighting for it. Because we don't want other persons who are coming out to face all these problems that we have already gone through. I hope this fight will be worthy. And I am dreaming of a world where every individuals get treated equally regardless of their gender and sexuality.